is my determination at this juncture that Spain and Germany are...
What I know about the history of jousting, it started off as sort of a type of dueling where you would joust against another knight, and if you won, you would take him and all his stuff back to your castle and hold him ransom. That really is how it started.
You German! Really? Well, that should be the last mistake of your pathetic life. Marshal, I accept.
I was an armor jouster. I was one of these guys years ago, and then I actually had a bad accident, busted my leg, so I had to stop. That's when I took over being the MC character, and then I formed my own troupe last year.
Aye! Off the talk! Maldito! Now you'll face Spanish vengeance, you idiot! I challenge this imbecile to the death!
Gentlemen, stand down now, or God before...
I challenge, sir! I challenge!
Well, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. This tournament has been a rare one, in which we've brought light and heavy horse together. We've got some of the champions from the four corners of the discovered, civilized world. It's very much an honor. Of course, my knight from England is going to be the champion, so I'm feeling very confident.
Full of chivalry. But you are in England now, where we don't have joust to the death. However, sir, you have pissed me off enough to endorse one. So I say, my lord knights, a joust to the death. No quarter asked, none given. Every man for himself.
Yes, it can get pretty dangerous. I would say the danger is the injuries are on a par with any sort of contact sport.
A knight's voice speaketh only truth. A knight's blade defendeth the weak, and a knight's voice and heart and wrath undoes the wicked. Is the English knight in white at the ready?
A squire is basically what you would call ground support. We take care of the horses, we take care of the armor and the swords and the equipment. We tend to, whatever our knight needs, his armor and so on and so forth. And then out on the field, we're handing weapons and clearing the field and taking care of the horses out on the arena as well.
Team red and black. Spain versus England at ready, gentlemen. Do that.
The worst accident that's happened probably in the history of this as an entertainment in the last 30 years, because really there was nothing like this until about 30 years ago, 25 years ago, once the fairs were up and running and they decided they wanted to have jousting. The worst injury was actually a good friend of ours named Lance, who he got hit with his name was Lance. He got hit with a lance. The lance shard went into his eye and into his brain. That's the worst kind of injury. And it's only happened once in the 25 years that this has been going on.
It is very dangerous, and it depends on what you're saying about real and not real. Any aspect of it is going to be dangerous. There are lances out there that are solid and they're the real thing, but any lance can be dangerous. Any combat can be dangerous. The swords are real. And with the horses, of course, that's an added aspect. So jousting is dangerous no matter how you do it. It is definitely a risk to take every day out there. And I've seen all styles of jousting. I've seen danger exist.
Will the English knight in light armor face the German champion in full armor?
reenacting some of the feeling of what a joust was. And the joust was the NFL of the period. That's what it was. It was the big sport. And, you know, it was done for the nobility and the kings and queens. And we reference all that in the show. Where it really takes off from probably what was reality, what we really know about jousting as a sport, was that people rarely got killed in it because it would be like killing off your quarterbacks in the NFL. There's just too much money and time into those guys. So they didn't ever get killed, really, except as an accident.
The jousters do. They do. They get. It's no wonder. I mean, they get pretty beat up.
Okay.
And once in a while, I'll get a dry knee or something, but I don't really get any aches and pains. I'm not doing. You know, they're really taking it.
Dramatic's sake, we do a joust to the death where everybody dies, but you know that didn't happen very much, if at all, really. You know, but otherwise, what we do is pretty accurate retelling of what a joust was like, with the heavy horses and the costumes and the chamfrons, which are the face plates you probably saw, and the lances, and contrary to what people think about Elizabethan jousting, and probably medieval jousting, which I know a little less about, is that the lances were made to break. The idea was to get as big a break as you could, and that was the spectacle of it. Of course, you're trying to knock the other guy off, but the way we build the lances as being scored or ready to break is what they did as well. That was the idea, is to see splintering lances. And occasionally they'd knock each other off, which was pretty cool too, and occasionally our guys did too.